Okay, so I've got some, I'm out here in Lytle Creek Canyon, and over here, there's a bush like over that way, and there's some sort of quail sitting on that bush, and I'll be able to show you some photos of that right here. So here's how I got my I just parked my car right here, and I can't get beyond because there's a stream and there's no way I'm taking my car with these tires, or any tires for that matter, down through there. But I don't know if you can hear it, that quail. Listen, maybe the wind, I hope the wind isn't. You hear it? I'll try to get some decent audio for it so you can hear it. But yeah, this is the canyon. That's pretty nice. Kind of a cloudy day, but I kind of like it because it's not as hot, and the lighting tends to be a little more diffuse, meaning no hot spots and no bright spots, no dark shadows, so I can keep a more consistent exposure. Anyway, let's venture out and see if we can get maybe a little closer to this quail. So here's a little bit of the distant landscape. I can't really get a close shot of the landscape because this lens only goes down to 200 millimeters at the low end, right? But you can kind of get an idea what everything looks like. Good quail territory. They got a source of water. It's relatively quiet, I guess. Not really. I'll show you the bush where he's at. It's that one right there. So that's the bush right there. And he's behind. He's on the left side of the bush right there. There's a silhouette right there. Center of the frame. Sorry about the jerkiness. I'm wearing my best camo, as you can tell. I've got my camera, got my binoculars, got my keys in my pocket, and I'm moving as slowly as possible towards that quail. Hopefully, if I move slow enough, it doesn't see me. Birds are like that. They don't see movement, quick movement. They sometimes don't mind or don't notice that you're approaching. So I've gotten a little closer, and I've lost sight of the quail, but I can hear it calling. You hear it? That was it. I hope the mic on this camera is good enough to hear that. But yeah, I think, let me take a look with my binos, see if I can see anything. What a mess. So I just heard there's another, sounds like another quail calling back over on this side. So there's a quail over here, a quail over there, calling back to it. But I don't see the that first quail that I saw earlier. I can hear it though. It's probably got a nest. He or she, I think it was a he. Judging by the plumage, I don't know anything about quails. But, you know, the more decorated birds are the ones that are male, usually. Alright, so I'm going to try to get a little closer here. Alright, so I reacquired target. He's still in that same bush, but he's kind of hiding inside the bush a little bit. But I could see his silhouette, and I think he went down there because he saw me coming. So, not so much of a bird brain as you would think. So now what I have to do is kind of just sit here motionless until he regains confidence and thinks that there's no threat, because right now bird's in threat mode. Alright, so I moved over here to this rock, so I'm kind of hiding behind a rock, and I've shifted my focus. I don't know where that quail went, so I've shifted my focus. I see a bird on a wire, and so I'm going to take a shot of it for you. Let's take a look at what it is. Looks like yellowish gray. If I can get in a little closer. Could be a lesser goldfinch. We'll see when we get home. So, quail's gone, although I hear one in the distance. And that bird on the wire is gone too. I can hear some chirping going on, but it's wide open out here, so anytime you move, everything's gonna see you. All the wildlife, squirrels, rabbits, birds, all of them. Alright, so I'm in a dry wash right now, which puts me a little lower than the surrounding landscape. And there's berms right here that I can use to kind of sit behind, moving more towards the stream, also known as the creek. There's a gun range back here. You can see a truck coming, probably coming from the gun range. But I want to get closer to the water, because where there's water, there's life. And there's some trees back there. I don't know if you can see them. They're way up there in the right at the foothills. And there's probably quite a variety of birds over there. So that's where we're gonna go, if I can cross the stream. So I've decided I'm gonna travel more light. So I'm gonna put away my sound bag, and I'm getting my tripod, because that lens is a beast to carry. And when you got all this stuff hanging from your neck, you feel like you're gonna be strangled. So, new adventure. Alright, so made it over to the river crossing. This is what it looks like. So there's an additional form of cover here, and that is the sounds you make are somewhat disguised by the flow of the water. So at least, although birds may still hear me, they're gonna have a harder time hearing me. Did I say that right? Although the birds can still see me, they're gonna have a hard time hearing me. Someone's having fun today. Riding those thermals, or those drafts. Ah, I bet you he's got a nest right there. He flew past it the first time, see if there was any danger, and then came back around and went in for the landing. Look what I spotted. What kind of birds those are? They look like crows. That's a crow, looks like, or a raven. That must be a family of crows or ravens. I don't know what he's doing. Up and up and up and away. Oh, there's the rest of them. Alright, so I'm not seeing much more out here. I don't know if you can see through there. These are binoculars. They're Nikon Monarch 5s. Pretty nice binoculars. They don't cost too much either. I like them. I'd rather have some Swarovskis or some Vortex razors. But these do pretty well. Like I was saying, I found me a nice comfortable rock to sit on. And I was just doing some scouting there with the binoculars and looking around for a good half hour now, and I can hear some tweets now and then, but not really seeing anything. Like, I thought birds liked water, but apparently they don't like fast, noisy water. And I imagine that any kind of bird that likes the tranquility is very keen to human movement, and so they probably get spooked pretty easily. And they're probably all around here, just keeping their eye out on me, keeping a low profile, and they're thinking to themselves, "Is this creep gonna leave so we can get on with our lives?" Anyway, so I'm thinking I might head up the creek to greener pastures, so to speak. Just up the ways about 2 miles. I was there a few weeks ago. I spotted Stellar's Jay, or Stellar's Bluebird, Stellar's Jay, one or the other. I think it was a Stellar's Jay. but spotted 2 of them, and they're really pretty. So maybe we can go find out if they're still there. Let's do it. Alright, so I just parked my vehicle because I had the window rolled down, and I could hear a lot of chirping. So I'm gonna look around for a minute, kind of scout out with the binoculars. In fact, I just saw a bird flit into that bush right there. Look at this beautiful, beautiful landscape. I love this stuff. Oh, seems like there's a bird right in this tree somewhere. You can hear them, but you can't see them. That's the rules. I want you to look at this panorama. Look at this. How gorgeous that is. Trying to get access down there is not real easy. I mean, look at this. Got to go down that. And that's pretty steep. So I'm not sure I want to do that with all my camera gear. I don't even want to do that without my camera gear. Alright, so we'll have to find a different access location. Let's do that. Oh, did you hear that? There's something over here. I bet you if I wait here long enough. So these little birds are super hard to find. They blend right in with the tree, and they're so small that they're really hard to see. Sometimes if you just let the camera roll afterwards in post, you'll see what you missed live. There he is. Where is he? He just landed right there. Come on, where are you, sucker? Come on, reveal yourself. I know you're there. There he is. Okay, tiny little guy. See him? Yeah, it's definitely not a bush tit. Spotted him again. That's the same little fella. He's keeping an eye on me. He doesn't like me here. He's probably guarding a nest. He went back to the other tree. So new location. I'm past the community of Lytle Creek, and now I'm in the great outdoors. Take a look at this. Just look at how gorgeous this is. Quite pristine. I guess I'll sit here for a minute. I can hear a lot of birds chirping. So I'm sure there's probably a select few species here. Now it's just a matter of sitting quiet for a little while, because when you come in, you make a lot of noise. And they hear you and they take off. And eventually they'll come back, but it takes a while. So I'll see you then. Alright, so I guess I'm going to call it a wrap. It's about noon, and I don't have any water, and it's getting kind of dull out here. I think next time I need to bring some ghillie suit or something. Or maybe I could set up a hideout here, catch some of these sneaky little bastards. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for more. Oh, don't forget,
like, and subscribe. Thanks.